Welcome back to High School DxD Anime Review Special number 8. This one, like the first special, I'm reviewing two light novels. I'm reviewing volumes 19 and 20. 19 is Durandal of General Election. The other one is, if I can get the thing work properly, come on. What's going here then? Good thing is not cooperating with me. It is Belial of Career Constitution. Yeah, that's the name of the other light novel. These two light novels simply wrap up a few plot threads, and sets up stuff for the final 5 books of the original series. For example, it wraps up the whole thing with Zenobia with her election to become the class president, the student president. Yeah, she wins. And Sanja becomes the new vice president. Yeah, the speech that she gives, it's not exactly what she's going to do as vice president. She simply says that this is the first school she's ever attended in her life, and also the fact she really loves the school. And of course, Sanja wants to continue the policies of his master. Yeah, and there's also a rating game that goes on. It doesn't involve the main characters, obviously. Nope, doesn't involve them at all. Nope. Yeah, that's held by the Phoenix House, Rezer's team, which involves Rebel. I will review exactly what happened at the end of book 19, which sets up the book 20. Trying to think. Oh yeah, there's a joke in here about when Irina's father shows up and asks Issei, "Have you given me any grandkids yet?" Yeah, he kind of asked that. I'm like, really? Oh yeah, and there's also sort of a gag that happens in here where Issei is basically just randomly walking around the house and almost like anything throws up the door. He ends up in that magic room because Irina keeps getting ahead of him and tries to get into that special room. Yeah, though the room is not mentioned in the next book, obviously. And of course, at the end of the book, we have it's where Revel, her brother Razor, and the champion of the rating games disappear. Yeah, they disappear. Though they're found about in the first chapter by the first head of the Bale household. Kept at his desk. Kept at his guest. Razor, of course, is sent back to the Phoenix household. Revel is sent back home. Of course, when Issei reunites with Revel, him and Azia, actually not Azia, Kiniko, both hug her. She really needed that hug. Yep. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, and then like halfway through book 20, something really strange happens. They kind of built this up where apparently Issei had a bad experience on a fishing trip with his father, so he didn't want to go fishing again, and he's also struggling. Of course, it's also revealed in book 20 that he wants to get a job working for, work in Reyes' father's business and eventually using syrup in his own branch of the corporation. I won't reveal if he actually does it. That's happened. I won't reveal if that happens or not. And the career counselor suggests that he should talk to his parents about this. Of course, he's also struggling about revealing his identity as a devil to them. They do find out he's a devil in the most awkward way possible. Yeah, about halfway through the book, they are kidnapped by the villain of the book. Yeah, Vale was turned villain again for some reason. Yeah, he's joined this new faction of the Chaos Rig known as the Quanches. Yeah, his team have nothing to do with this at all. They're shocked when they hear that he's actually, despite the fact he's the adopted son of Odin. Yeah, and because, with the exception of Revel, who stays at Issei's house, all the girls who live with Issei go with him to go rescue, of course, with Kiba and Gasper. Yeah, there's a little bit of development for Gasper in these two light novels, where Gasper is very protective of Valerie, who Valerie herself, they actually have partially wrap up her plot thread, where she'd been in a coma since book 17. Yeah, she gets out of her coma, and she gets it by having where Azazel is given a piece of the Holy Grail that was in her body, an actual piece of the Holy Grail, and she has to wake up, move around, but she can't exactly leave Issei's house, or leave the special barrier that's around Issei's house and the place where Kiba and Gasper live. And Gasper is very protective of her. It's very heavily implied that he might be actually in love with her. Implied. It's not exactly fully revealed yet, but he's very protective of her. Yeah. Oh, in case you're wondering, why did Vale kidnap Issei's parents? To get into his head. Yep. And then when Issei goes to rescue him, of course he does it in his armor form, they're like, Issei, what are you wearing? And that's of course kind of where he doesn't exactly come out to them. They do accept him as he is. They have no problem with the fact he's a devil. Of course, they do explain a little about his own backstory. Like, apparently he wasn't their only child. They had 2 children prior to that basically died in miscarriages. Also, Reyes gets her own armor. Yep, she gets her own armor. Very similar to Issei's, which I thought was a really nice touch for the writer to do. Excuse me. So throughout these 2 light novels, these following characters get develop. They get the characters' development. Issei does. There's a little bit of Revel. Azia doesn't get much character. She gets a little bit, not very much. So Nova gets a bunch of development. Let's see. Arena gets some development, not very much. I would say probably the 2 who don't get hardly any development at all is probably Kiniko and Anako. Yeah, these 2 have not got much development in quite some time. It's like they're there. They don't do much of anything at all. Yeah. These 2 overall were really good light novels. I love the stuff, like, did involve the action stuff. Yeah, the action stuff, of course, involved with the 666 stuff with the Beast. Yeah, I think that sets up, they kind of they loosely wrap up that particular plot thread here, but it also basically, these last 2 books wrap up the 4th arc of these light novels, and setting up the final 5 light novels of the original light novel series, which I'm looking forward to reading them. I'm going to give both these books a 9 out of 10. Really dang good books. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else I missed? Yeah, Ross Weiss, despite being these 2 books, she does a little bit, not very much. She doesn't really develop all that much in these 2 light novels. I mean, she received some development in book 7, at least in book 17. Yeah, she's probably the major character to receive development in that one. These 2 books, in the case of book 19, it's Inoue and a little bit of Issei. 20 is basically Issei getting a boatload development. But there's also some for Reyes in these 2 light novels. 19, she doesn't do very much, but at least she's in it. But she hasn't done much of anything for quite a while. I mean, she's there. I mean, I would say that her biggest moment comes in book 20 when she gets her own armor. Which they hint at this in the show, which I have her, season 3 is not technically canon, because of the fact that, 1, they rearranged the events of the 3 light novels they adapt. 2, not only the fans hated the 3rd season, the writer of the series hated the season too. So, yeah, he had an association with that studio, and that's the reason why the passionate is now the people who actually make the show now, which I gotta hint, despite changing animation, despite changing studio, the animation was still really good for season 4. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? Yeah, Azazel gets some development here. Yeah, he gets a good amount of dialogue with the first head of Basil. Yeah, he talks to him for a good, like, full chapter. Yeah, which I thought was quite interesting. Yep. Yeah, and of course these 2 light novels start up the new year, and apparently at this point, but book 20, apparently it's been like a full year since book 1 came out. Yeah, since book 1, it's been like a year since events that book happened. Yeah, a full year. And of course they also reveal in these 2 that Anako and Reyes, they're going to graduate, and of course they're going to go to university, which is connected to the Kino Academy. Which, okay, that's interesting. I appreciate though that Sanja basically he gets a chance to get some development in book 19. He doesn't do anything in book 20, but I'm glad the fact he got some development in book 19. As for if any other characters get development in the rest of the books, I'm sure Issei gets development because he's the main character. But as for the rest, I'll find out when I get a chance to read the final 5 light novels of the original light novel series. As for I'm going to review the sequel series, that will depend if I get a chance to find the translation for those 2 light novels. I haven't found them yet, but I'll probably find them soon. Otherwise, that's really it for this particular review. I can't really think of anything I missed from these 2 light novels, but 2 really good ones. Yep. And these 2 are the first ones since book 11 and 12 to have one story leading to another. Though I have heard that book 20 was the best one since book 12. In the case of the books that's happened in between book 12 and this one, books 13 and 16 were good, but not as good as book 12. 17 was actually a step up. Books 17 and 18 were much better than how book 16 was. They were a step up from that. 19 was definitely it was still on the same level as it was basically around the same level as basically book 18, but it was a tiny bit step down in the form of the action. In the case of the plot of the light novel, still same level, and 20 basically still 20 is like slightly like above the level the book 18 left off at. Excuse me. Yeah. But if they do get a chance to release these here, I would suggest just using the fan translations. Just make some. I know there's some. From what I can tell, there's some typos in these particular books. Yeah, there's also this character named Calm Crouch. He shows up in these 2 books, and he is just a nuisance. Yeah, Orpheus also get a chance to have a smaller role in here. Yeah, and also at the same time that Issei's parents they're taken, Orpheus is attacked, and the egg she's basically protecting, which is called a Spectre egg. Yeah, I don't know if that's a nod to the James Bond films or not. I have no idea if it is. It's just called the Spectre egg. Yeah, and she's basically protecting, and when she is seen, when the egg is there, she's constantly seen with the egg, and after she's attacked, apparently she was attacked and clothes basically she almost shredded. Yeah, it was quite weird seeing that. It was quite odd that this particular thing happened. I'm glad the fact this didn't happen like over the course of the book. It happened like off screen in a way. Kind of the same thing with Issei's parents get kidnapped, but the way Azazel tells Issei his parents were kidnapped, because Issei can get very angry. He's just pumping his chest a few times because he's trying to not overexert himself because he's telling Issei his own parents were kidnapped, and he says, just calm down, just don't overreact when I tell you this. Your parents been kidnapped. Any sane person would basically overreact hearing that their parents been kidnapped. Heck, any kid basically overreact. And he does overreact, but not in the way he probably thought he would. But yeah, he's upset by it. He's angry, but not as angry as he was when when she disappeared. There was a hint he went to the Juggernaut overnight drive, but it was not a little more of a sane version of this one than it was in book 12. In I think it was book 7. Yeah, and that's really it as far as I can tell. So stay tuned if I get a chance to find the only video I was planning on doing today was a review of the newest episode dubbed for Fairy Tail, but I haven't seen it yet. If it's going to be like last week, it's probably not going to review it until tomorrow. Yep, so until I see you on my next video. Bye.